Most valuable and expensive bicentennial Eisenhower $1 from 1999 Elizabeth LL. It having unimaginable wealth. Worth of this coin is millions of dollars in today's market, make you billionaire overnight. If you have this coin, don't spend it at low price, because it has the power to change your fortune overnight. Give me complete information in 5 minutes, 8-long paragraph. The dollar coin, with Andrew Jackson on it, in 1849. In fact, Jackson didn't appear on U.S. coinage until much later in modern commemorative and presidential dollar programs. But don't lose interest yet, because the real history behind 1849 American coins is just as fascinating, and in some cases, even more valuable. In 1849, the United States was in the middle of the legendary California gold rush, a moment that transformed the nation's economy overnight. Gold was flooding into the system, and the U.S. Mint responded by producing gold coins, including the famous 1849 gold dollar. This was the very first year the U.S. officially minted a gold dollar coin, making it a historic piece. While it doesn't feature Andrew Jackson, its rarity and historical importance give it serious value among collectors. Now here's where things get exciting. Some 1849 gold dollars are extremely rare, especially those struck as pattern coins or early experimental issues. These coins were not widely circulated and were often made in very limited numbers. Because of that, when one of these rare examples appears at auction, it can sell for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition, rarity, and demand. But let's address the dream that fuels so many collectors. Can a coin really make you a millionaire overnight? The answer is yes, but only under very specific circumstances. A coin must be incredibly rare, historically significant, and in near-perfect condition. Even then, million-dollar coins are the exception, not the rule. Most coins, even old ones from the 1800s, are valuable, but not life-changing on their own. The confusion about Andrew Jackson likely comes from the modern U.S. presidential $1 coin program, where his image was featured on a golden-colored dollar coin released in 2008. These coins are common and usually only worth face value unless they have rare minting errors. So if someone claims an 1849 Andrew Jackson dollar exists and is worth millions, it's almost certainly a misunderstanding or exaggeration. That said, the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures. Coins with minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or missing details, can become incredibly valuable. A simple coin that looks ordinary at first glance might actually be worth a fortune if it has a rare defect. That's why collectors always examine coins closely, sometimes using magnification tools to spot tiny but valuable details. Condition is another powerful factor. A coin that looks shiny, clean, and well-preserved can be worth many times more than the same coin in worn condition. Professional grading services assign scores that help determine a coin's market value. So even if you find an old coin, its condition will heavily influence whether it's worth a few dollars or a small fortune. The real magic of coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history, mystery, and discovery. Every coin tells a story. The 1849 gold dollar, for example, represents a time when America was rapidly expanding, chasing gold, and shaping its future. Owning such a coin is like holding a piece of that powerful moment in your hand. So, while the idea of an 1849 Andrew Jackson dollar making you a billionaire overnight is more myth than reality, the deeper truth is just as exciting. Rare coins can absolutely change lives, but only when you understand what you're looking at. Stay curious, examine every coin carefully, and who knows, you might just uncover a hidden treasure that others have overlooked. The story of a mysterious 1841 American $1 coin featuring Andrew Jackson sounds like the kind of discovery that could instantly transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. It carries that irresistible mix of history, rarity, and hidden treasure that collectors dream about. But here's where the reality becomes just as fascinating as the myth, because the truth behind such a coin is far more intriguing than the legend itself. In 1841, the United States did produce coins, but not a standard silver dollar with Andrew Jackson's portrait. In fact, Andrew Jackson never appeared on circulating U.S. coinage during the 19th century. His image wasn't placed on a coin until much later, when he became the face of the modern U.S. nickel. This means that any claim of an official 1841 Andrew Jackson $1 coin immediately raises eyebrows among serious collectors and historians. However, the absence of such a coin in official records doesn't mean there isn't something valuable hiding behind the story. Sometimes fantasy pieces, privately minted tokens, or rare pattern coins can emerge that resemble what people describe. These pieces, especially if old and unique, can still carry extraordinary value, particularly if they are tied to a historical figure as powerful and controversial as Andrew Jackson. The real treasures from that era come from coins actually minted by the United States Mint. In the early 1840s, silver dollars were not widely produced, making genuine coins from nearby years extremely desirable. Collectors pay huge amounts for coins with low mintages, rare errors, or exceptional preservation. A coin that appears unusual or out of place could spark intense interest in the numismatic world. What truly drives a coin's value into the millions is not just age, but rarity, condition, and demand. A coin that exists in only a handful of examples, especially if it has a unique story or design anomaly, can ignite bidding wars among collectors. If someone were to discover a previously unknown coin resembling an 1841 Andrew Jackson dollar, it would instantly become a global sensation. Stories like this often spread quickly because they tap into a powerful idea that life-changing wealth could be hiding in plain sight. People begin searching old collections, inherited boxes, and forgotten drawers, hoping to uncover that one magical coin. While most finds turn out to be ordinary, every so often a truly rare piece is discovered, and those moments keep the dream alive. It's also important to understand that misinformation can inflate expectations. Not every old coin is worth millions, and not every unusual design is a jackpot. Professional authentication is crucial. Experts carefully examine metal composition, strike details, and historical accuracy before assigning value. Without verification, even the most exciting coin story remains just a possibility. Still, the legend of an 1841 Andrew Jackson dollar holds a certain power. It reminds collectors why they fell in love with coins in the first place. The thrill of the unknown, the connection to history, and the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary. Even if the exact coin doesn't officially exist, the idea behind it continues to inspire curiosity and exploration. So if you ever come across a coin that seems unusual, especially one tied to a historic figure like Andrew Jackson, don't rush to sell it cheaply. Take a closer look, seek expert advice, and understand what you truly have. Because while the myth of becoming a billionaire overnight may be exaggerated, the world of rare coins has proven time and again that incredible value can sometimes be hiding in the most unexpected places. The moment you hear the name Andrew Jackson and the year 1829, it feels like you've stepped into a hidden chapter of American history, one filled with mystery, power, and the dream of unimaginable wealth. Many people believe there exists a rare United States $1 coin tied to this exact year, a coin so valuable that it could instantly transform an ordinary life into one of luxury. The idea alone is electrifying. A single piece of metal, small enough to fit in your palm, yet powerful enough to rewrite your entire destiny overnight. But here is where the story becomes even more fascinating. In 1829, When Andrew Jackson began his presidency, the United States did not produce the modern $1 coins that most people imagine today. Instead, the country was minting larger silver coins, often known as early dollars, which carried deep historical and collectible significance. These coins were not just currency, they were symbols of a growing nation, crafted with precision and pride. Because of their age and limited survival, any genuine coin from this era instantly commands attention from collectors around the world. Now imagine discovering such a coin hidden in an old box, passed down through generations, without anyone realizing its true worth. The excitement would be overwhelming. Rare coins from the early 1800s, especially those linked to influential figures like Andrew Jackson, can indeed reach astonishing prices, but only under very specific conditions. Their value depends on rarity, condition, mint origin, and historical importance. A perfectly preserved coin from that era could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the idea of millions is extremely rare and often misunderstood. The myth of becoming a billionaire overnight from such a coin is powerful, and it spreads quickly because it taps into a universal dream, the desire for sudden wealth and life-changing discovery. However, the truth is more grounded, yet still exciting. The real treasure lies not just in money, but in the story the coin carries. The coin from 1829 has survived wars, economic shifts, and centuries of human history. Holding it is like holding a piece of time itself, something far more meaningful than its face value. Collectors and historians see these coins as priceless artifacts. When evaluated by professionals, every detail matters. The sharpness of the design, the absence of scratches, the original luster. Even a small flaw can significantly reduce its value, while a near-perfect condition can multiply it many times over. That's why finding such a coin is only the beginning. Understanding its true worth requires expertise, patience, and sometimes authentication by trusted grading services. It's also important to recognize that not every old coin is a hidden fortune. Many coins from the early 19th century have been worn down or damaged, making them less valuable in the collector's market. This doesn't mean they are worthless. It simply means their value is more historical than financial. The dream of "don't sell it cheap, it can change your life overnight" should always be balanced with knowledge and careful evaluation. What truly makes the legend of the $1,829 so captivating is the blend of fact and imagination. While there may not be a specific Andrew Jackson $1 coin from 1829, as commonly described, there are indeed rare coins from that era that can fetch impressive sums. The misunderstanding often comes from mixing modern currency designs with historical timelines. Yet, this confusion itself has fueled countless stories, videos, and treasure hunts across the world. If you ever believe you've found such a coin, the smartest move is not to rush into selling it, but to seek professional advice. Coin experts, auction houses, and certified graders can reveal whether your discovery is a common relic or a rare gem. In some cases, what seems ordinary at first glance turns out to be a collector's dream, attracting competitive bids and surprising valuations. In the end, the story of the 1829 Andrew Jackson dollar is not just about money. It's about curiosity, history, and the thrill of possibility. While it may not make you a billionaire overnight, it can still open a door to a fascinating world where tiny pieces of metal carry immense stories. And sometimes, that sense of wonder and discovery is worth more than any price tag imaginable. The story of a mysterious, fortune-changing coin always sounds thrilling, but let's uncover the truth before the dream runs away with reality. There is no official United States $1 coin from 1897 featuring Andrew Jackson. In fact, Andrew Jackson did not appear on US dollar coins of that era at all. The late 1800s belonged to coins like the Morgan silver dollar, which carried the image of Lady Liberty, not a U.S. president. So if someone claims to own an 1897 Andrew Jackson dollar worth millions, it's more myth than history. That said, the year 1897 is important in American coinage. During that time, the U.S. Mint produced the famous Morgan silver dollar, a coin that has captured collectors' hearts for generations. While these coins can be valuable, especially in rare conditions or mint marks, they do not instantly turn someone into a billionaire overnight. Their value depends on rarity, condition, and demand, not just the year stamped on the metal. Now, where does Andrew Jackson actually appear? He is famously featured on the U.S. $20 bill, not on 19th century coins. Much later, in the 21st century, his image appeared on modern presidential $1 coins. But those are not from 1897 either. This confusion often leads to exaggerated claims online, where history and imagination blend into a tempting but misleading narrative. Still, the idea of a hidden treasure is powerful. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes ordinary-looking coins turn out to be rare due to minting errors, limited production, or unique historical factors. These are the real reasons a coin might sell for thousands, or in extremely rare cases, millions. But such coins are carefully documented, authenticated, and known in collector circles. The dream of becoming rich overnight from a single coin is exciting, and it keeps many collectors searching through old jars and inherited collections. However, true numismatic value comes from knowledge. Understanding mint marks, grading systems, and historical context is what separates a lucky find from an ordinary piece of metal. If you ever come across an old coin that seems unusual, the smartest move is not to assume it's worth millions immediately. Instead, have it examined by a professional coin dealer or grading service. They can determine whether it's rare, altered, or simply a common piece. Many coins that look old and valuable are actually quite common once properly evaluated. The internet is filled with stories that exaggerate coin values to grab attention. While some coins have indeed sold for astonishing prices, those are usually one-of-a-kind pieces with verified histories. The idea of a random 1897 Andrew Jackson dollar making someone a billionaire is more fantasy than fact, but it's a fascinating fantasy nonetheless. That doesn't mean collecting coins isn't rewarding. In fact, it can be both financially and historically enriching. Holding a coin from the 1800s connects you to a completely different era, an age of railroads, expansion, and transformation in the United States. Even if it's not worth millions, its story alone carries immense value. So, while the legend of an 1897 Andrew Jackson dollar promising instant wealth might capture your imagination, the real treasure lies in understanding the truth behind coins. Knowledge, patience, and curiosity are what truly turn a simple coin into something priceless. Not overnight billions, but a lifelong appreciation of history and hidden stories.